reason it's on the fritz is because it's doing some bullshit with an update and it just hasn't updated enough. Ugh, fuck. I'm hoping it's working now. I'm actually making the video hoping that it'll make things work. Desiree Leonard is a friend of Natalie Bollinger's mother and used to be a friend of mine. After Natalie was killed, she's a real heavy alcoholic and a real bad meth addict. And I rescued her from a trap house, not once but twice, in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So she stole my things, including a lot of evidence and electronics, and sold them. Then, of course, she got busted and ran around slandering my name. Fuck it, what do you expect? Michelle Stuart, to the best of her understanding, to the best of her time frame and her ability to make time, she's helping the best that she can with the time she's able to make. But also, I try to keep in mind that when somebody is short on time, that we got to get as much done as possible. And if you're going to help me, that means listening to me. It means not trying to fill in every sentence or every blank space with more words. Sometimes it'll take a second. I've had to go through 6 years of hell. Sometimes it takes a while to rummage through all that information to find the information that you're asking for. Sometimes I gotta stop and try to make a mental note, like, all right, what was going on at the time that such and such an event happened? When you say over and over again, what can I do right now? Well, you can start off by not asking me what you can do right now. What you can do right now is listen. And when you say the same question rapid fire, you ask me a question and then I start to answer it. I don't get to answer it before you're asking me literally the same question. I understand that that's because you are strapped for time and you are feeling overwhelmed with the limited amount of time that you have, and you want to impress upon me that you have very little time, but now you've spent 15 out of 30 minutes telling me about how little time you have. I've spent 15 minutes listening to your problems. I know a lot about your situation. Matter of fact, it's the same shit that I've been saying since the start. People don't have fucking time. Now, then there's the part where, yeah, there's an initial investment in time that is greater than 5 goddamn minutes. Getting any of this stuff done, even if it's done over the internet with somebody who's on the phone with me, because I'm not able to get somebody in person to actually take an active interest and sit down and help me in person. I need someone to make the calls with me, someone informed. And they actually have to make the calls, not put them off over and over and over again. There is an initial investment in actual time that it takes to get any of this actually started. And when you say all I can do is 30 minutes twice a week, where the experience that I've had so far is that you're not going to look at any of the evidence, and when you call, you're going to talk mostly about you. When I say, hey, if you're going to call a place, instead of calling them on my behalf, call them with me. But the least you can do is record it and send me evidence that you did so. When I say, hey, don't do it by yourself, do it with me and record it and save the evidence, what I mean is exactly that. Now, when you say that that's what you're doing, but you're showing me no evidence of that, or you're doing things that are ineffective. Like, why are we starting a new profile? Especially when, if you make a profile in my name, like, of course, Candace Bondurant made a GoFundMe in my name, and that was used against me. As if I was trying to scam people out of tens of thousands of dollars. Same thing with Carl Rogers. She used my name. And then I was treated like I was trying to use that GoFundMe to scam people out of tens of thousands of dollars. I didn't get to see a fucking penny. I needed help setting up my own GoFundMe. Not people to pretend that they were gonna and then take them away when they didn't get what they wanted. This whole situation has been nothing but situations where women took advantage of me. Wanted to procrastinate and do the whole talking to me like, oh, you poor 5-year-old, or you poor puppy, I feel bad for you, here's a sandwich, here's a bowl of puppy chow. Fuck. I told the truth. All I needed them to do is admit that they fucking exist and aren't a fake fucking account. And that I'm telling the fucking truth. Did I go to you for help? And there's the people who want to linger. I'm like, hey, you know what? If you're not willing to come forward and at least admit that I went to you for help, despite the fact that I've already recorded the fact that I went to you for help. I've already taken screenshots going all the way back to the beginning that show that I went to you for help repeatedly. You didn't fucking care. You were always too busy, too busy, too busy, too busy. Now, without getting that initial investment in time to get this shit actually started, which literally nobody put in that time. Nobody put in that time. Not one person even attempted to put in that time other than Mandy Singer. With everyone else, it was only what they wanted to do. While I tried to follow the legal route, they just wanted to talk about how they would kill somebody, they would kill somebody, they would fucking kill somebody. So, of course, with Michelle, with her wanting to, she's got anxiety too. She doesn't have a lot of time. I feel bad for her. She shouldn't have been fucking shanghaied into this. And again, I didn't intentionally shanghai her. And she's one of the great many people, the hundreds of people who sent me friend requests about the Natalie Bollinger system, wanting to tell me how sorry they were. Don't tell me you're sorry. Tell the public you're sorry. And tell them why. Now, her last video was actually pretty damn good. You know, one of the things that the police, who I was trying to turn in, were able to utilize to prevent me from even being allowed to turn them in, to make it their word versus mine, was to pretend that, well, none of these other people existed, that they're figments of my imagination. Now, Michelle needs to help me turn in the fact that neither she nor the other people on my channel are figments of my imagination. She said, or typed to me something about how she'd kept her word. It gives me a notification that she'd sent something. It's only like one sentence and part of another one and then 3 dots trailing off. Meanwhile, the longer it takes to get that initial investment to actually listen and get this shit started has not happened. Then there's the fact that she said if I send her evidence, that she will look at it and she'll listen to it while she's working, because she has time to do that while she's working. She just doesn't have time to make the calls. Well, all right, but she didn't look at any. Didn't even look at them for over 2 weeks. How can you listen to stuff in your spare time? Meanwhile, she's telling me that she's investing all this time into looking at all this other stuff. Well, great, thank you for looking at that other stuff, but there's very specific going on right now that needs turned in, because I'm in an unsafe situation right now in the situation that I'm in. I don't need the puppy dog thing. What I need is actual help. I need someone who is going to spend, and it will take probably a full day to put that kind of investment in to get started. That's just to get started. But after that, yes, a half an hour twice a week would probably be enough to try to keep updated. That's only provided I'm not victimized again, but being stuck in a parking lot that it's illegal for me to be in is victimization. It never should have gotten to this point. And I do understand with her being in a situation of her own, and then, of course, being overwhelmed with her own situation. And then there's me going, hey, are you going to keep your fucking word? Yeah, that don't feel good, but at the same time, look what happens when you don't keep your word. Look at how many people are dead because other people didn't keep their word. It didn't matter. As long as there were no consequences for them, they didn't care. But the moment there were consequences for them, the first thing they did was try playing victim and try destroying evidence. That includes literally every single, what do you call them? Well, here's the thing. Going to a government agency alone, that is the problem. That's where all these people who claimed that they would help me missed out entirely. Hey, I'm called mentally ill. If you don't go in with me, they will pretend it never fucking happened and you're a figment of my fucking imagination. Are you a real person? Do you exist? Then call these places with me and tell them that you fucking exist. Instead of telling me how sorry you are, tell these people that you are outraged at how I'm being fucking treated. If you're not outraged, you don't care. If this happened to someone in your family, you would be fucking pissed. You would be livid. You would want those body cameras pulled out and put before the American public. You would want to help put those things in court. You would want to listen to the victim with what little time that you have to listen to the victim. For God's sake, listen to the victim. They already know that you don't have time. So let's not focus on the fact that you don't have time again and actually listen to the victim. With Michelle, I don't think she's a fucking horrible, rotten, terrible person. But at the same time, I am certain she doesn't understand the gravity of the situation or how much of an emergency it really is. Yes, when you see somebody is being abused, fucking help them turn it in, Jesus Christ. When are you going to help turn it in? You can't take the time to look at the fucking evidence when you said that you would. How am I supposed to believe you and believe that sending you anything else is ever going to get looked at? You haven't looked at what's been sent already. And then there's the fact that you want to do something else in my name. No, I am done. If you did it, put your fucking name on it. Don't hide behind mine. Don't hide behind your children or your husband as an excuse. Don't hide behind your illnesses as an excuse to look the other way. Because I don't get that goddamn luxury out of you, do I? You abuse me for being autistic. And then you want to call it mentally ill and use that as an excuse to ignore me when I try to turn into crimes. And then I got to depend on people who already showed they don't give a shit, that it's just entertainment, that I don't mean squat. There's a lot of people who ended up on my YouTube channel. I let them know they were going to end up on my YouTube channel. I told them, you can come forward or I'll come forward for you. You can either tell the truth or I can post up our fucking screenshots. Yes, you typed pretty fucking words at me. That is not help. Talking over me is not help. Asking what you can do repeatedly, when what I need you to do is stop asking what you can do and listen. I'm telling you what you can do. And if you'd stop asking me what you can do, you'd be listening. You'd actually hear the words coming out of my face. Instead of making an argument over whether or not you're allowed to, legally or otherwise, take a look at the facts. If you're going to tell me that something is illegal for you to do, that you can't do it, then the least you can do is take a look at the fact that people did those things for the Bollingers. And many of those people were law enforcement officers. So if it's illegal, we need to turn it in. If it's not illegal, then you need to help me turn in the other crimes. I already know which ones are legal and which ones ain't, because I have taken the time to look up the laws. When you tell me to do something that I've already done, or you tell me that you're going to do something that I've already done, and posted up the evidence of, and sent you the evidence of, and sent you links to, so that you can look it up for yourself months ago, and you still haven't looked it up, and then I have to wait for a week or two for you to look up something and send me a fucking phone number that I've already called by myself and gotten blown off because I had to call them by myself as a homeless and disabled male, and you're going to make me call them alone by myself again. When you tell an at-risk adult that you're going to help them, well, then you need to help them immediately. You need to help them turn in that crime not 6 weeks from now, 6 months from now, or 6 years from now, but right fucking now. And if you don't have time, don't make that person fucking beg for you to admit that you didn't have time. The least you can admit is, number one, they came to you for help. Your reasons or excuses for not helping don't matter. When the cops say that I didn't try to get help, the evidence shows I went to you for help. When the cops say nobody would help, probably because of the way that I act. No, they didn't help because they don't have any time, because I don't fucking matter. Paying their plumber matters. Paying their artist doesn't. Their immediate family in their own household matters. Their bills matter. A homeless person doesn't mean shit to any of you. We're your go-to scapegoats when you didn't get what you wanted. You get to hear how many of these women who pretended like they wanted to help, pretended like they wanted to be my friends, like Katie Cahill. It ended up just being a giant clusterfuck of her playing fucking head games. I have to turn all that shit in. You want to pretend that I'm crazy for no reason? No, I'm going through fucking hell at the hands of the ignorant and people who don't fucking care, who aren't willing to take the time to try to understand, who won't take the time to actually listen, who feel the need to fill in every bit of space with their own BS. That doesn't help the victim. If somebody's been raped and they need to tell you about their abuser and the rape and turn it into the cops, and you're going to spend 4 hours telling them about when you were raped, you're not helping the fucking victim. You're not listening to the victim. I'm in an unsafe situation. I could lose the ability to go to Denny's or Starbucks at any point in time over any stupid reason. God damn it, I hate losing my fucking lighter. It happens though, don't it? Michelle can't make the time. I get that. She will try to do it, listen to me for an hour a week or 2 30-minute sessions per week. But what's that going to get accomplished? Is that going to get me heard? Is that going to get this stuff turned in? I'm supposed to have some money coming from taxes, but I need somebody's help doing that too. And you guys expect me to be able to do it by myself without any of the resources that are fucking necessary. Then there's all of my fucking expenses as far as my vehicle goes. It's not just the tags. It's also the plates. It's also the fact that I have to get a different driver's license for the state of Oregon. And then I'm going to have to pay a bunch of money to try to get this thing fucking legal as far as the emissions go. And I don't have the money to do that. Asking me to fucking move costs thousands of dollars every time I have to fucking try that. Until I have a safe place where I have help in person. Somebody who actually cares in fucking person. And that's not gonna happen when I have to fucking beg you to tell the fucking truth. When no matter what, you're not gonna try calling any of the fucking places that need to be called to turn these fucking crimes in. No matter what, if you're not helping turn these crimes in, you're not helping. If you're telling me how to think and how to fucking feel, and you're talking to me like I'm fucking retarded in a situation that I am fucking living through, and you don't know the first goddamn thing about, and you want to tell me how wrong and goddamn fucking retarded I am. No. Or you want to make it about you after saying that you're going to help me. You want to talk about you every time we call. You want to talk over me with your fucking opinions. Fuck your opinions. I was there. You were not. Listen to the person who was fucking there, holy Christ. And don't ask somebody to send a whole bunch of fucking evidence to you if you're not going to fucking look at it. If you say you can listen to it while you're at work, then fucking listen to it while you're at work. When you say, hey, if you call or text me, I'll fucking let you know if I'm busy. And then you didn't. You fucking didn't. You say I kept my word. No, you fucking didn't. Thank goodness you at least made some videos about the situation. That is a good start. But also, back your shit up or make the calls with me so I can back it up. If you say you called these places, prove it so that I can turn in the evidence. Actual fucking evidence instead of just taking your word for it, Michelle Stuart. I can't just take your word for it, and I can't just turn in the evidence alone. They won't even fucking look at it. That's why it's important not to do things for the victim, but with them. This is why it is important to record every situation, and the fact that I have to believe people who go out of their way intentionally over and over again to make it a situation where it's going to be their word versus mine. And that's exactly what it is. It's their word versus mine. If you tell me that you did something, but you're not trying to turn it into the police or the courts, you're a fucking liar. No matter what your intentions are, no matter how good your intentions, if you're not helping to turn it in, you're a part of the problem. And that's the problem with Michelle right at the beginning, is that just like everybody else, she was just a well-wisher. A well-wisher. Well, here's a fishing pole. Go find a well. Do your well-wishing there. The problem is, instead of just speaking out generally about how I need help, that is something, but also find out what help I need in specific. And instead of, you've got 10,000 questions that you want to ask when I make one fucking statement, I don't get to explain the whole situation. Like when you asked for people, some random stranger in Tillamook to help me with my tags. Okay, but it's not just the tags. It's a whole bunch of stuff that you're not stopping to consider that is very fucking expensive. She did speak up at least about the fact that, yeah, we do all have the ability to make time. There's a lot of people that literally years after somebody they knew died, they're still too traumatized living in a household with their loved ones who fucking babysit them all the goddamn time and fucking pamper them because they had a loss. Well, I don't get to do that. I went and rescued Desiree not once but twice. Within 6 months of Natalie Bollinger being killed. I was still trying to help find Mandy Singer's son. The one who went missing, the one whose post I made about a friend's kid going missing. And of course, that was Mandy Singer's son, but instead of somebody helping to find him, Natalie's mom got on there and called me a stalker and wanted to fucking harass me. Jesus fucking Christ. See, they couldn't help me to stop the abuse, but they could fucking sure as shit play victim, couldn't they? And the thing with Michelle making it's a fake profile, Michelle. That's what it is. It's a fake profile. I could get arrested just because you made a fake profile, just so you know that. If I get arrested because you made a fake Sean Schwartz profile, are you going to come forward? Are you even going to know that I've been fucking arrested? If I call you from jail, I know you're not going to fucking answer. That's if I'm lucky enough to be able to write your number on my fucking arm before getting fucking placed in cuffs. When you try to tell on bad cops, they arrest you on bogus charges and socially isolate you. This is a form of abuse, and they fucking know it. Yes, it's going to take a lot of fucking calls. 1 call per fucking month. 1 call per month is not help. Some of these places will need to be called 2 or 3 times in a fucking row. Some of these places will be on hold with for an hour and a half. A family or friend who cared at the very beginning could have made a lot of difference. But I can't get past your goddamn assumptions well enough to be fucking heard. You can't stop asking questions long enough to listen to what's going on and what help I need. When you're asking me what help I need, first of all, I need you to shut up and listen. I'm telling you the story of what's going on and why, what I've already tried and what I haven't. I'm going to send you the evidence, as I already have, of the stories that I've told you already that you've interrupted repeatedly. I did send you the evidence, even though you didn't hear the whole story. You were too busy with your own ideas in your own head, and I get it, especially when you feel rushed. Well, I feel rushed every time that you interrupt me because I know you have a very limited amount of time, and if we don't make the best use of that time, you are going to throw it in my face as if I've done something wrong. I'm the victim. Listen to the victim. And actually look at the evidence. Understand why your ideas are harmful. And why is it that you will only run with your ideas? You won't do any of the legal route. The legal things that need to be done. Speaking up is a good start, but you actually have to know what you're speaking up about, and that takes looking at the evidence. Any day I could get everything taken away from me. The longer I'm stuck in this situation, the more likely that it is going to happen. It absolutely 100% will happen. As it has many times before, because people take their dear sweet fucking time. They care as a matter of entertainment. And then when they realize that they fucked up, it's a much different story. Good intentions, sure, but you need to fucking listen. This assumption that autistic people are too retarded to understand what's going on in their own lives, and they need you to spell it out for them through your ignorance, that's not help. Speaking up publicly so that it is there for the public to see. Yes, that is important. But then we also still have to take the time to turn it in. When you're pushing the suggestion that we call a crisis line at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning, and you want to push that over and over and over again, no. I've got recordings with crisis lines. We can send those to you, but you're probably not going to fucking watch them. You're probably not going to fucking listen to them. But I'm wasting a lot of fucking time digging this shit up to send you! You didn't look at anything I sent you in the last 2 fucking weeks. You didn't listen to it while you were at work. Like you said you would. You say, I kept my word. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. The longer it takes you to help me turn in the crimes, to put a stop to this abuse, the more of these crimes and the statute of limitations are being fucking over. Did you know, Michelle Stuart, that you could have helped me to turn in this shit with Scott DaCosta? And now it's too late because it's been too long and they get to destroy the fucking evidence. Thank you for not fucking helping. When you're too busy telling me all of your fucking roadblocks, I already know your fucking roadblocks, stupid! I've got the same fucking roadblocks! I've already heard your roadblocks 8 fucking times in typing! And 3 times in conversations! Sorry, 8 times in each conversation. Like, I've heard your roadblocks repeatedly. Why don't we focus on mine instead of making suggestions, making the same suggestion over and over and over and over and over and over? You're beating a dead fucking horse. Speaking up is important. Speaking up on YouTube, thank goodness she's doing that. I hope she's sharing that elsewhere too. I hope it's not just one of those things where she posts it up and then just leaves it there. You know, I can send a link to about 10 different places in about 30 seconds. Literally. You click on it, you click share, and it'll bring up a whole list of places that you can fucking share it on your phone. You can type in places that you specifically want to share it. But how am I going to believe that you're going to do anything with that evidence when you haven't even looked at the evidence I've sent you already? How am I supposed to believe that you're not going to tuck tail and hide and let me take abuse for a account that I didn't make? When I get treated like I'm making a fake account just to harass people, or that I did it just to scam people out of money that I never got. See, that's the thing, is that you're asking me to do things that don't work and have been shown time and again not to work. All this does is make it more difficult to get you to speak up in court, which is where this all needs to go. All of it needs to be taken to court. There's also the fact that these are heinous crimes that have been committed repeatedly against an at-risk adult. There is no statute of limitations, especially given the amount of time and effort that I have made. Calling me mentally ill and claiming that I never tried. Well, all the evidence with all of these people shows that I tried harder than anyone else, because nobody else put forth an actual effort to actually turn it in. Turning it in. That is the point. Turning it in before it is too fucking late. Instead of procrastinating until it is too late. Instead of power pounding on me what a horrible person I am because you can't keep your word to help me because you have a family. Well, I gotta tell you, you had a family when you offered to help. You didn't have that excuse then, did you?